In the end, the governor will come around and support me because I'm the logical person to follow him, and so I'm not worried about that at all.
Even without his endorsement, Paul Renner is hopeful he'll take over when Governor DeSantis terms out.
You can't tell the story of the legacy of Governor DeSantis without telling the story of the 2 years when I was presiding officer in the House. It was considered the most conservative and transformational 2 years, really, I think, in Florida history.
DeSantis has called the former Speaker of the House's bid for governor ill-advised. DeSantis has not endorsed anyone to follow him. Some say that points to a possible run by his wife, Casey. And President Trump endorsed Congressman Byron Donalds months ago. Renner doesn't think that will be a deal-breaker for voters.
At the end of the day, people will look at that, but what I think they're really asking is three things. Who do I trust? Who has the leadership background to sit as governor of the state of Florida, and who's delivered results?
He says that because of policies he helped craft while in Tallahassee, insurance will become more affordable.
It will continue to be even more positive because of reforms that I led as Speaker that people said you're never going to beat the special interest. The trial lawyers are too strong. The insurers are going to fight you over here. We did the right thing by consumers to protect them, so insurers do the right things, and lawyers don't have 100,000 garbage lawsuits that are driving up all of our costs, and that's what was happening.
According to autoinsurance.com, the average rate for the state's top 5 auto insurers has gone down 6.5% this year.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, conveniently located off I-95 at exit 311.
This was a brutal murder. The defendant literally beat his wife to death.
7th Circuit State Attorney R.J. Larissa gives details of the sentencing of a brutal murder to Liz Ryan.
In 2022, a St. Johns County man, David Armstrong, did the unthinkable. He murdered his wife. Then, when talking to police, he concocted bizarre and conflicting stories. He even made crazy allegations against his late wife. The case dragged on for almost 3 years.
The issue in this case was more his mental state. He was found incompetent, had to be sent off to the state hospital, came back, restored to competency, and then ultimately, with the blessings of the family and law enforcement, we entered into the plea that resulted in 42.5-year prison sentence.
The case was investigated by the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office and prosecuted by Assistant State Attorney Sarah Thomas. In other and much more pleasant news,
Liz, I'm so excited to announce that we are not raising taxes, and we have one of the top 10 lowest millage rates in the entire state of Florida.
City of St. Augustine Beach Mayor Dylan Rumrell is doing a little victory lap after Thursday night's budget meeting. It looks like millage rates will be going down.
We set ours high about a month ago at 2.60 because you can't go any higher once you set it. So we said, okay, 2.60, but the commission already had given Patty, or I call her Super Patty, our CFO, the heads up that, hey, it's never going to be that high. But you never know, catastrophic. We could have had a hurricane in the last month, and God forbid, whatever the case may be. So Thursday night, Liz, we set it at 2.5000 mils, so 2.5 mils, or $2.50 per thousand of taxable money. That's how mills are calculated. And so once again, we have a very historic low millage rate. Our debt millage is actually going down. So I can proudly say that the people of the greatest city in America, St. Augustine Beach, will pay less in taxes this year than next.
The second and final public hearing for the official adoption of the millage rates and budget is Monday, September 22nd. Mayor Rumrell loves to give his colleagues credit.
Kudos to my fellow commissioners and our staff for once again stepping up to the plate. Look, we doge ourselves in this city.
And he'd like to remind you of this standing invitation.
With the momentum that the greatest city in America is doing here in the city of St. Augustine Beach, it's a great time to annex into our city. Low property taxes, great services. We have our own police department. We have our own public works department, so we pick up our own trash. And, we didn't miss one day of trash. I know that's a bone of contention in St. Johns County. So I am so proud of what we have developed and what we built here in St. Augustine Beach.
So if your property in any way, shape, or form touches the border of the city of St. Augustine Beach and you're interested in annexing, contact City Hall. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.